Never alone inside my head. It's heavy, it's so dead. A silent room, an empty chair. I'm screaming through the void somewhere.
Hey boys and girls of the YouTube universe, welcome back to the channel. So, I get a couple questions every now and then. I did a couple shorts, some people on the shorts put in some questions in the comments. There was a comment on this one, what's the update on this car? So I'm assuming they followed my short and went back and watched the playlist that is on this car. It's under Snowbra. It's a white Cobra Snowbra. The short answer to the two questions I get: what's an update on the car, and when's the next video coming? So this year we already probably would have done probably 4, 5, 6 videos if we were doing it like we had been doing it in the past. We don't do YouTube for a living. I don't care to be a content creator. I don't give a fuck about sponsors or the algorithm or any of that stuff. This is something I do in my spare time because I like to learn about editing, and it was just a fun thing to do, and I'm already working on my car. So I just decided to film what I was doing. One, because when I started doing videos on this car 3 some odd years ago, no one on YouTube was doing content on these cars. And I've said this in other videos, but just to repeat. So that's that question. The other question is update on the car. So, update on the car. Engine rebuild is done, obviously. If you haven't seen that, again, it's in the playlist. You can go back and watch it. Engine is in. Engine runs. Engine has oil pressure. Engine is cooling. Problem is, intake cam on this passenger side head is making a weird sort of grinding noise. So, and I've already done another video on this trying to diagnose it. So, I've had this supercharger on and off 5 times. I'm taking off again today because I'm going to have to take the supercharger off, take the fuel rail out, and take the valve cover off so I can get to the cams. There's a little tool, it's a wedge, it's yellow, they call it a piece of cheese. You shove it down into where the timing belt goes, and I'll show you all this, and I'll put that in the description because it's a cheap tool, it's kind of cool. You wedge it down into where the timing belt tensioner, the timing chain tensioner is, and it keeps tension on the timing chain so it doesn't slide down. So you can access the cams, do cam swaps, cam changes, stuff like that, without having to take the whole front of the engine apart to redo the timing and all that stuff. You put the engine in time, you wedge the plastic wedge down in there, keeps tension on the timing set, and you can take the cams out, take the timing set apart, etc. So that's what the video is going to be about today. So we're going to get into it, and let's do it.
Round 5. No, round 6. Fight.
Give me a ratchet. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect all this, and I'll get back to you guys when I'm done, because there's videos of this on the channel, so I'm not going to bore you guys with that, so I'll get back with you when we got this off. Alright, so got the engine apart. I'm at the spot on the cam where the intake cam on the passenger side. Now all the loads are not touching. I don't have to worry about timing because I'm not taking the timing set apart. This is the wedge tool. I think the official Ford one is a bit bigger, but sometimes they'll call it a piece of cheese because that's what it, yellow wedge, whatever. The round part goes towards the round rail on the timing set. So on this side, it's down. So just take this. Well, problem number 1, this doesn't fucking fit. supposed to, and it don't. It's not fitting down in the timing slot. It's there, but it's not fitting there. So, be right back after I modify this.
After these messages.
Alright, so after a bunch of trying, I had to sand this piece down quite a bit, but now slide right in there, run it down the timing chain, push it in until it stops, nice and snug, and now the timing set will remain with tension on it, because we're wedging that down against the tensioner, so that when you relieve tension off of this side of the chain, the tensioner still got something in there to clamp against, so it doesn't slack doesn't develop in the chain. You don't ruin the tensioner, that kind of thing. And then when you got it all back together, all you got to do is simply pull it. It slides right out. So the curved side goes down on the passenger side, and on the driver's side, the curved side will go up. Found it.
What?
Well, that was simple. Found my problem.
Cheese.
Yep. Playing with the cheese. So, shouldn't be able to take this off with your fingers. This on the exhaust intake cam. I don't know if you can see that, but it's spinning. It ain't supposed to do that. This bolt was finger tight. These cams that I have in here are the cams that came with the heads that I bought from eBay. Now I'm questioning a bunch of stuff. And I'm wondering the sound when our engine's running is coming from this area. So I'm wondering if I need to just, because I can tighten this down and get this torqued. Put a socket. Apparently these don't have that provision. I put an adjustable right here. Put my torque wrench here and torque this down, and it should be fine. That is the bad idea. Stop doing it. It's too tight. That way I can hold the cam straight. That way I can hold the cam straight and torque that bolt. But is the other one like that? I have looked up the part number on the cams. The cam on the part numbers match. These are Cobra cams. All right, folks. With much debatement from my partner, he wants me to take the whole fucking engine apart, which I'm not gonna do.
Listen.
I'm not gonna do it.
You say it like that, but I'm just saying, it's not wrong.
So, right, it wasn't built in day. It also wasn't. The foundations also weren't torn apart. All the evidence I have suggests that this loose bolt is allowing this sprocket to walk. I mean, you already see it's kind of walking. I can take it, and I can do this with the sprocket back and forth. It shouldn't do that. When the engine's running, all the sound's coming from right here, and when I use my screwdriver stethoscope, I can hear it right here. I don't have any other evidence for there being anything wrong with
Well, I wasn't at the time.
Be careful, folks.
What the fuck's on you?
The wrench slipped and hit me in the face.
Oh.
Turned the wrench, it slipped, blasted me like that. Well, kids, welcome back. It's a new day. Because yesterday, if you can't see, I blasted myself in the face with a wrench. So we called it today. So what I found is this part of this cam was loose. And I could free spin this. The sprocket had actually walked forward and this bolt was backing itself out. This was all finger tight, this bolt was. I don't know how that happened. These heads and these cams came from eBay. I feel good about it because the sound and vibration absolutely coming from this area with the valve cover on. So we're gonna go with that. Was the problem? The sprocket actually did go back some more, so it is in line now. It makes sense that if that cam walked forward or that sprocket walks forward, it would be making noise because it would be pushing the chain against the plastic guide on the tensioner, and it just makes sense. That's where the vibration was coming from. That's where the sound was coming from. So that's what I'm going with. I may put this all back together and kick myself in the fucking ass because I've got to pull it all back together again, back apart again, but such is the nature of working on vehicles. So I'm not gonna bore everybody with putting it all back together. There's plenty of, you can see the engine build where I put it together. You can watch another video where I took it apart and put it back together if you want to. So when we get it back together and we're ready to fire it up, I will bring it back. So, okay, ladies and gents of the YouTube world, we're as you can see, back together. Everything's all hooked up, plugged up. Got the car on the battery charger. We're gonna let it charge for a little bit. Let that sealer set up that's used to seal up the supercharger. And then we're gonna fire it up and see what happens. And we're probably gonna end it here. It is super hot today. The heat index is like 110 where I live at right now. Just moving around, you start to pour sweat. If I had some water, if I poured it out here on my driveway, it'd probably start drying in less than 2 seconds. It's really hot out today. But I'm hopeful when I get this started up, that noise that was there is gone. That's the last thing really I'm worried about. After that, this will probably be the final update on this for a little while because I've got to buy a quarter horse, some tuning software, and then you guys get to follow along and with me while I learn to tune, because nobody will tune this fucking car for me. So I gotta get a smaller pulley to bump this to 10 pounds of boost. That's where it's going. Since I lowered the compression to 8 to 1, roughly, 10 pounds of boost should be safe. I shouldn't have to up the injectors because the compression's been lowered. That should be enough fuel. But that's all stuff we'll find out together, and hopefully not blow up the engine. We'll find out. So give me a second here, I'm going to go grab the keys, and then the next shot was hopefully this thing starting and the sounds are better.
it hurts inside, you let me down.